Previous honoree and honor roll student. She held the freshman record for the 55, the 200, the 300, the 400, the relay, all that in 1988. The sophomore record for the 55 in 1989. State champion in the 800, state champion runner-up in the long jump. All Gunston District and track from 88 to 91. All Northern Region track and field honors, 88 to 91. Virginia State track and field, 89, 90, 91. There are an incredible number of athletes who've made accomplishments in this school's history, obviously. But outside of what she did in track and field, she participated in cross country and basketball for one season, became all Patriot District and all Northern Region selection in field hockey in 1991, recruited to play field hockey by several Division I programs, took a track scholarship to the University of Virginia, ACC champion in the 400-meter relay in 1995, was the UVA record holder in the 400-meter relay from 95. That record stood until 2015. She was also the ECAC champion in the 400-meter relay in 93 and is a pillar in the track and field community, founding the Myrtle Beach Track and Field Club in 2009. She has produced 20 All-Americans, one national champion in the long jump, numerous scholarship athletes. Frankly, she could be a Hall of Famer as a coach if she weren't so qualified as an athlete. And the Southeastern Masters champion in the long jump, 100 meters, 200 meters, in 2014, and was All-American. Please welcome our next Hall of Famer, Chrissy Edmondson.
Hi. I won't take long, I promise. I just want to say, tell a few stories, hopefully make you laugh. Even if you think it's funny a little bit, if you could laugh a lot, that would be great. So it all started in December of '87. I was on the JV basketball team, and actually was a horrible basketball player. But whatever, I was young and I loved my coach, Kyle Farmer. I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. He made it really fun and didn't make me feel like I was a bad basketball player. I did know I was fast though. I went by Mr. Beebe's class one day before the first meet of winter track my freshman year. And by the way, it'll always be Mr. Beebe, Beebs or the Beepster. Some say he has a first name, but even when I'm 80 years old, it will still be Mr. Beebe. So I went to his classroom and said, hey, I'm kind of fast, but I play basketball, but could I run in your meet on Saturday? And he didn't hesitate to say yes, because that's the kind of guy he was. So Saturday came, and by the way, I just came from a basketball game. I was in my pink Chuck Taylors. I was in the first heat of the JV race and won, set the freshman record, school record, almost beat the varsity record, and qualified for the state meet. So my dad loves to tell this story. My dad's memory is not what it used to be, but the one thing he brings up in every conversation is Mr. Beebe's reaction to seeing me run that race. According to my dad, Beebe said, "Did you see that? Did you see that? Mr. Beebe, thank you for giving me that opportunity to run. That was the first day of the rest of my life." We all have Beebe stories. He will make an impact on every single life he touches, and we will all thank him for that. So I got the hint perhaps I shouldn't play basketball anymore and focus on track. So Beebs put me under the tutelage of Miss Skinner. I like to call her Miss Skinny. So I started training with Miss Skinny and ran my first race as her my coach. I had a bad start and my teammate Lydia beat me. No big deal, Liz was my friend. So it's all good. She was really fast as well. When the meet was over, we usually huddled together as a team and our coaches would give us feedback. So it was my turn to get feedback, and Miss Skinny turned to me and said, "If you lose a race again, you're gonna be running hills." Now, if you ran track at West Potomac, hills were absolutely no joke. I'm talking roller coaster, uphill both ways, sucks the life out of you hills. So I replied to her and tried to say, sorry, I had a bad start. And before I could finish my sentence, something happened. The fear of God was laid upon me, and for the next 6 hours I thought about what happened. It means that I cried uncontrollably for 6 hours straight. I was so upset. She then called my mom later that night to see how I was doing. I was still really upset, but then I slept on it, and then I got it. We all need a Miss Skinner in our life. She will teach you valuable lessons, like don't lose when you shouldn't, don't drop the baton, and don't underestimate someone that can lay the fear of God in you. At the end of my sophomore year rolls around, and Beebs had the great idea of me trying the long jump. Now, on How on God's Green Earth, we got the best long jump coach on the East Coast at West Potomac, but we did. His name was Mike Scuderi. He was an All-American triple jumper who graduated from George Mason. Mike was the best technical jump coach I ever had. So I jumped at my first meet, broke the school record, broke the district record, and eventually got second in the state. Mike, God rest his soul, was an amazing and funny human being, which is, for example, at our region meet, he was running around trying to coach in 3 different areas, which is completely normal for someone that's familiar with track. So he's finishing up coaching in one area, runs across the field to address the next athletes to jump that are sitting in the bleachers. He trips over the side rail along the track. While doing so, he majorly sprains his ankle, but you never know it because he was still giving orders to his next jumpers. He was on crutches for the next 6 weeks, but nothing stopped him from doing what he loved. We were all very lucky to have Mike Scuderi in our lives. So lastly, I just have to say I was shocked when I found out I was on the list of inductees for West Potomac's Hall of Fame. I know there are definitely more qualified athletes and candidates than me. So I asked Evie, why me? So he reminded me of my philanthropy that I've been doing the past 10 years. In 2009, I helped start a track club in Myrtle Beach. We had 100 kids sign up our first day. It was the hardest job of my life. 20 hours a week, 110-degree heat, screaming parents, no pay, but amazing children. Over the past 10 years, I've coached many state champions, region champions, All-Americans, and a national champion. A couple of years ago, I watched my first athlete get a full scholarship at a D1 school as a heptathlete. And the scholarships seem to be pouring in every year. Additionally, every week I watch one of my star athletes play football for University of Tennessee, and I know he's bound for the NFL. So this is what it's all about. Everything has come full circle. Thank you to all my coaches, family, friends, and especially my awesome relay team. Woo-hoo!